Again, like, he's heavy, it's just not good form. If you copy that, you're going to get injured. Just don't copy that. Today we're looking at Ronnie Coleman's training. The Ronnie Coleman, 8-time Mr. Olympia, the world's probably strongest bodybuilder who's ever lived, and the guy who thought belts, safety bars and orthopedic health were conspiracy theories. Before we get into it, remember, Ronnie was built different, literally. It's almost like he was forged in a lab somewhere. So before we even start, if you've ever seen anything that Ronnie Coleman's ever done, you know not to copy this. But I'm going to take out some good points, some bad points, and show you what you might be able to take out of Ronnie Coleman's training to help yourself with your own hypertrophy goals. And if we can do that without 8 back surgeries like Ronnie's had to go through. So first off and straight away, let's be real here. His form is absolutely dreadful. His rows are basically like clean pulls. He doesn't use full range of motion. He doesn't control the concentric or the eccentric. This is bad because science says that full range of motion gives better hypertrophy stimulus. So form is stimulus. Ronnie obviously got away with this and he was absolutely gigantic. But if you want to take this into account, you're not going to look like Ronnie Coleman. Just let's leave it there. So again, just looking at it, he's obviously progressive overloading. The reason for that is because he didn't start off on 4 plates each side. 4 or 5? That is a key driver of hypertrophy. So he's training hard. Progressive overload does work. There's a 2017 meta-analysis which showed that consistently adding load to all of the lifts is the backbone of strength and hypertrophy. However, you don't need to do stupid weights like this. Stupid, relative, but still. If you can't correct the form, you can't do the weight. In terms of intensity, research shows that the best muscle growth is between like 0 to 4 reps in reserve, depending on which study you look at. He's clearly not lifting to failure. I think I just counted 9 reps there. So you can replicate this and it might be useful for you to do that. However, you need to know what 0 to 4 reps in reserve looks like for you. So you can't just copy this directly. Again, form is pretty shit, but we can have a look at his actual exercise selection. He's using big compounds as his staples, so he's using a bent over row, he's using a T-bar row, and then whatever else he's going to use. He's not isolating the lats, the delts, the rear delts, etc. He's just going for the big compound lifts. And research shows that this works, as well as a 2011 study which shows that compound lifts recruit more fibers and give better transfer to real hypertrophy over isolation only. So compound lifts do build the foundation. Machines are fine, but the density has come from these heavy lifts. Again, like, he's heavy, it's just not good form. If you copy that, you're going to get injured. Just don't copy that. It's almost reckless loads, right? This is recklessly heavy. Like, it's just a back surgery waiting to happen. And there is science as well that backs it up, backs me up even, that there was a 2017 study which makes sense, but it shows that extreme loading increases acute and chronic injury risk. So relative intensity is better than absolute numbers. Like, chase your progression, not these numbers. Progression being good form. Just, yeah, don't lift like this. It worked for Ronnie. He's obviously like massive. Correlation is not causation. Yeah. This is a little bit better, although still not a full stretch on the concentric. So he's almost rushed, which is fine. It works for him. He's not putting himself in any compromised positions here. But it's a good job that Ronnie's body is resilient whilst he was bodybuilding, because today he's pretty much busted. He's held together with titanium rods and medical miracles. This training like a lunatic just is temporary. There is no longevity in training like this. And again, research has confirmed that elite lifters pushing those loads for decades show more chronic injuries and a higher prevalence of them. Hypertrophy requires sustainability. Training like this is not sustainable. If you want to be able to walk into your 40s and your 50s and your 60s, don't train like this. We've moved on to biceps, and obviously the form is a little bit better, but you can still see the jerking forwards and backwards. And it's fine. It's a lighter weight. It's fairly intense. He must be hot where he's at. And if you saw there, he's done 3 exercises for his back and he's moved on to his biceps. And this forms part of Ronnie's weekly workouts. So taking his volume and his frequency into account, he's hit every muscle twice per week, which just so happens to be the exact formula that science says is the most effective. The 2019 study found that training muscles twice weekly outperforms once weekly when the volume is equal. So the hit it twice rule is absolute money for hypertrophy, and he's nailed this one. The problem comes for most people is the volume of work that he's doing. So you can see how hard he's training and how heavy. He's doing 20 to 30 sets in this one session. If he's doing that twice a week, for a normal person, that's going to be very, very difficult to recover from. So if you're new, intermediate, find the volume that works for you first, that you can recover from, and then work your way up when progress stops or stalls. You don't need all the volume in the world if you can get the same results off half the volume. Just makes sense. So it's again half reps, but also like you can't deny he's got some big arms. You're going to have to just trust me on this one, but if you train like Ronnie and expect to have arms like Ronnie, then sorry, it's not happening. So overall, what does Ronnie do good? What you should copy? The first one is exercise selection variety. He's done dumbbells, he's done barbells, and in other workouts he does use machines. That variety keeps training fun. What should you do? You do whatever works for you, whatever is fun for you. If you're going to do something that is fun and stick to it longer, and have longevity in it, then it's going to work out better for you. That just makes sense to me. And me saying it doesn't matter is based on research. There's a 2019 study that shows variety doesn't add hypertrophy if volume is already matched. So if you want to use dumbbells only, barbells only, or a mix and match of everything, that's fine. Variety is fine, but anchor your training with progression on those exercises, not novelty. Okay, what else? Volume tolerance. He could recover, clearly, if he's done that workout twice per week. That's ungodly volumes, but that's because he's a genetic freak. Some 2018 study shows that extreme volumes, which is over 20 sets per week, per body part, can and probably will backfire. So don't try this 30 set marathon unless you have that recovery ability. Most people don't. Ronnie is Ronnie. His response to training is almost inhumane. He trained like this and got bigger. You train like this, you're probably going to just get injured. And there's been twin studies that show that hypertrophy potential is up to 80% genetic. A 2005 study found that some people gained 0% muscle from the same training and others gained 50% training from the exact same training. You're not Ronnie Coleman. So what's optimal for him isn't and won't be optimal for you. So don't worship this blueprint, just learn the principles. So again, take the principles, not the numbers. Push the intensity, train compounds, and hit muscles twice per week. Recovery is going to be the biggest factor if you're going to do anything close to these volumes. What you can improve is the form. Don't lift like Ronnie. Use strict full range of motion, and if you need to lower the weight, just lower the weight. It's going to cause more growth and fewer surgeries. And leave the ego at the door. We want sustainability, we want longevity. This whole lifting game is a battle for years and years and years. Even Ronnie had his body wrecked through this. You don't need to. If you want to live into your 60s pain-free, don't copy this style of lifting. So was this style of training reckless or brilliant? And the honest answer is that it was both. Ronnie Coleman is probably the best bodybuilder to ever step on stage. But it's also the perfect cautionary tale. If you take the principles, take the intensity, leave the insanity, take the hypertrophy, and don't copy these weights, you'll go a long way. Unless you've got a spur spine, don't do it. If you like that one, YouTube thinks you'll like that one. See you in the next one.